All right, so welcome to In the Trench podcast with myself, Brian, and my lovely wife, Nara Wiggins. And today we're gonna talk about sales. So if you didn't watch the podcast before, we talked about brick by brick and how a boring life will completely make you rich. Let's be honest. And at the end of the day, I think so many people are wanting to live on vacation and want to be on the hill on the top. And you don't realize that you just have to create a lifestyle that you enjoy, and then you feed that lifestyle, right? Mm-hmm. Like me and you, we love traveling. We love living in a nice house. We like having nice things. We're not materialistic people, but at the end of the day, we like nice things. If I have a car, I want a nice car. If I have clothes, I like nice clothes. If we eat, we like to eat good. So we built our whole lifestyle around that. The second thing we did was we love media, we love marketing, we love leadership, we love business, we love real estate. We love all these things. So we built our life around that. But does it start with a job? I think it does. I don't think you start out with you got to learn how to grind. You got to learn how to develop the entrepreneur mindset, but you have to pay bills. So unfortunately, you don't have those skill sets to just go start a business, and you're a dumbass if you do. Am I speaking truth?
Yeah, I agree.
The worst thing you could ever do is start a business if you don't know what you're doing. It'll be the worst thing you ever did, and I want for the people out there on this show to tell me, yeah, it was the worst thing I ever did. I had to go get a job. And then, you know what? I came back and I appreciated my job. It's probably true. But what could you do? Could you develop your communications? Because let's talk about sales. Let's jump into it. Sales is such a stupid thing to say because it's not sales. It's communication. It's negotiation. It's persuasion, right? It's not sales. And so the reason why people run away from sales is because they don't understand what it is. So I asked the guy recently, I said, sell me this, what was it? This energy drink, I think of what it was. And he started telling me all the benefits of this energy drink. I was like, well, what if I don't drink energy drinks? Right? Why are you trying to convince me then? Because now you're convincing me. Mm-hmm. Network marketing. Join my thing and we can all get rich. Convincing, right? Mm-hmm. So what is sales, Nara? I mean, so here, I'm going to kind of prerequisite this. So Nara recently took a sales course, and I've been in sales for a very long time, and I'm not going to get into my sales story today. I might. But it's pretty interesting that just this little sales course that you take in, or mentorship, whatever it is for women, you've brought so much knowledge and wisdom into what I'm doing, what we're doing together, that we've almost 10x'd our closing rate. Have you noticed that? Mm-hmm. And our closing, we closed a $50,000 project. We closed a $35,000 project. We bid a job for $12,000. We had to go back because we underbid it, and we sold it for $20,000. Now, how many people can say that they've done that? How many people can say they wrote an estimate for $12,000? The guy was dragging his feet. We rewrote the estimate because we realized we were going to lose money, and we closed it at $20,000.
Which is exactly one of the things that I pointed out. I was like, I think we were cheap on the job. I said, we're cheap. That's why he's dragging his feet, and that's why he's asking so many. If you see a customer who is asking a bazillion of questions and hesitating, you were cheap. And actually, you told him that. It's so funny. You actually told him, he's like, my wife is telling me that we were cheap on this job. That's why you're like this. And he's like, damn it.
He's
right.
like, yes.
Yeah, because when we bid it for $5,000 more, or whatever that was, he accepted.
And he even said, I was wondering why you guys were so far off. What that means is we were so far off from the other quotes. Mm-hmm. But he still went with us.
Yeah.
So he wanted us.
Oh, yeah.
Because of marketing, branding, all these other skills that we've acquired. So if you're on this video and you want to learn sales, right, or at least the introduction to sales, so Nara, I've been with you for a long time, and you've been 100% against sales. You're like uncomfortable. You didn't like it. You didn't want to learn it. And you finally got to a place where you're like, I have to learn sales because I'm hitting too many roadblocks. You've learned marketing. You started our social media account 45 days ago. We have 10,000 followers. We're reaching 16 million accounts. Yeah, woo! That's right. It feels good as a business owner, right? But you have developed so many skills outside of sales that I feel like this was the only thing you were missing. Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you why, because I think I've been surrounded, or I've seen a lot of bad salespeople. And I'm like, I never want to be you. That's the reason why I didn't want to do sales. I saw the way people are doing sales. I'm like, kill me. If I have to do what you're doing, no, thank you. So I think that's my view. It's a lot of people's views and a lot of reason why people don't want to get into sales, because they're like, I've been sold to and I hate it and I felt very uncomfortable. I didn't like it, the process. That person forced me to do it. They lied through their teeth. They were very aggressive. I don't want to get into sales. And I'm like, duh, no wonder. As soon as and let me tell you my perspective, as soon as I started learning sales, I realized that it was nothing like what I was being taught. It was to become the opposite that that person was to me. And I cannot believe that I let those dumbass people get in the way of me learning sales. Because it's not about being aggressive. It's not about being pushy, forcing people to do something they don't want to do. It's not about lying. It's none of that. It's actually about listening to a person's problem, caring about them, and finding a solution, giving them exactly what they want. And guess what? And if what I have is not something that benefits you, I don't give it to you. It's like, never mind. If what I have makes no sense for you to have, it brings no solution to the problem you're presenting me, have a nice day. If I have somebody that can help you, I'll I'll send you on that direction. But if not, ma'am, I can't help you. Boom. Because here's the thing. I never want to sell you something that it wouldn't benefit you to buy it. And that's the greatest difference. And a lot of salespeople are like, it's about me and my money. Like, I am trying to make a sale out of this. I don't care if you need this, if it's helpful to you, buy it. I need my money. I need my commission. And that's how I felt to those business transactions. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I was just in front of a bad sales rep. That's not sales.
So what I realized with you, being your husband, that you're a classy lady and that you're very feminine and you don't want to come off masculine whatsoever. And you want to do things that are tasteful. You want to be known as somebody who's tasteful. And I noticed when you got part of this sales group, because you were following these girls for a while, that you were seeing that sales can be done in such a tasteful, classy, where you look good, actually, that you are actually helping people change their lives. And I think that was a huge light bulb for you. Because then you saw...
That's more my style.
Yeah, because you saw that in order to be a great salesperson, you have to have great communication. You have to have persuasion. You have to have communication. I don't know if I just said that. I feel like I did. You have to be able to articulate. You have to pause. You have to have tonality. You have to be curious. You have to be quiet. All these things are kingdom attributes, right? They're from the kingdom. These are kingdom skills. So I think when you started realizing that, you realize, oh, the dirty car salesman who's just trying to make a sale is nothing what sales is.
That's
right?
it. Yeah, that's it.
And what happens is it's almost like you go into this beautiful... how do I say it? It's like a sympathy, not sympathy, but like a symphony. Yeah, it's like a symphony when you go into a sales meeting and you close the deal.
It's a dance.
It's a dance,
which I can understand very well. I love dancing.
Oh, I actually think that was such a cool perspective.
You're going like this, and you're happy. The other person is happy, and then
I've seen you dance, and it was kind of like a twinkle in my eye when I first saw you dance. I saw you light up the whole room. It was like a bright, shining star. You smile. You can't even control your look. You're smiling right now.
I'm Brazilian, guys.
Yeah, you're
love
Brazilian,
dance.
and I think you just nailed it. That you saw that you weren't dancing in sales.
No.
And you're like,
I was
I'm
like
not,
a square.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta be this square. It's like, I can't do that.
So now you're like, it takes the pressure off, does it not? When you're good at sales?
Oh, yeah.
There's no pressure going into a sales call.
And I'm not saying that I'm good at sales. I'm just saying that now I'm really jumping into it and I'm practicing a lot more. But I'm understanding even the flow of the conversation. I think I'm understanding where I'm trying to take this person, how to ask questions, how to have them feel like I'm on their side. Because that's the biggest thing on sales too that I've learned is that the moment that the other person feels that is you against them, you lost the sale. They should never feel that way. They should never feel like it's you against me and I need to do what you're telling me to do because no, they need to feel like it's your problem and then the salesperson and you are coming together trying to solve it. And that's how they need to feel through the whole transaction. And then there's no walls. Yeah. It's like the wall come down. Like, dude, I'm literally here to see if I can help you.
Yep. So a buddy of mine, he was asking me, hey man, do you know anything about expediting? I noticed you were in expediting before, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, get on a call. I get on a call with him, and I'm kind of picking his brain, and I'm realizing he's broke and he's looking for extra income. And I tell him, if you're looking for extra income and you want to really like impact your life, because Nara, will you agree with me that high ticket sales will change your life almost overnight?
Oh my gosh.
It's not a magic pill.
No.
But getting $5,000-$10,000 per transaction, like in our business, we were doing low ticket and now we're doing high ticket. So closing a $50,000 deal, it's, how do I explain this?
It's easier.
It's like on Friday, we closed $100,000 in deals. That's a year's income for most people that we did in one day of high ticket sales. It took the ability of sales to close those deals, because what a lot of contractors do.
As a family, we care deeply about health. We believe it is the foundation for everything. When you are the healthiest place of your life, you're more productive, you're happier, and you can show up better for your family and for your community and also for your business. That's why we started using Armor Colostrum every single day. Armor Colostrum is all about rebuilding health from the inside out. Today, our bodies face so much, from pollution and pesticides to stress and processed foods, and all of it takes a toll. What makes Armor Colostrum special is that it takes nature's first food and uses a unique cold chain biopotent process to keep its goodness intact. Inside every serving are over 400 powerful nutrients, things like antibodies, peptides, growth factors, prebiotics, and antioxidants. It's science and nature working together to help your body stay strong in a modern world. If you're ready to take your health seriously, give it a try. Use our code Nara Wiggins all together for 15% off at arma.com/Nara Wiggins. We're Armor Colostrum, the revival of health.
Is they sell decks at let's say you have a $6,000 deck, they sell it at $3,500. They're actually doing the opposite of high ticket. They're doing low ticket, but they're losing money in the process, because it's really easy to close the deal if you lower the price.
Yeah, and it's what I was saying. People don't understand. It's so much easier to sell a $50,000 job than a $5,000, a $7,000 job. But like, it's incredible. It is way easier because you are dealing with a different type of demographics. It's the same amount of work. Actually, you will spend more time trying to sell the $5,000 deal a lot of times, because those people are not used to spending money, and $5,000 for them, it's like their whole savings account and everything. You know what I'm saying? Where they're like holding on, where people who are willing to spend 30 grand, like they're like, I know, like anyway, I know that this is how much it's supposed to cost. But the amount of time you spend is the same. It's kind of like, but more on the cheap side. The more cheap you are, the more they're going to take money from you.
Yeah. And I think what I'm trying to get at, okay, so what Nara's talking about right now is people that have more money, it's $50,000 to them is like a Starbucks coffee, okay? Where if you have someone who's doing a $5,000 project, it's all their money. So that $50,000 margin helps your company out more. But the challenge is when you're doing a $50,000 project and you lose money because you didn't charge $75,000. So sales is what helps you get to that $75,000 mark. Because even at a $50,000 job, there's these homeowners, especially in the field I'm in, we're not doing digital marketing. We're not selling a course. So if I sell a course for 75 grand, that's 98% profit. But if I sell a $75,000 deck that was supposed to be $90,000, that's what the problem is. So sales is what helps you get to that $90,000 mark. And I kind of want to go into that a little bit, but what I was telling this guy, I said, dude, you're in the post office, and do you know how to sell? And he's like, yeah, I know how to sell. And I said, have you ever thought about taking a 1099 sales commission only job? He's like, never. I'm like, okay. I said, well, sell me something. He's like, sell me what? I'm like, sell me a computer. He's like, all right. He's like, oh no, I said, what's in front of you? He's like, well, I got a computer right here. It's an old computer. I said, sell me the computer. And he said, well, this computer's old, but it's in mint condition. It's great. It works. It has this, it has this, it has this. And I'm like, this is not sales.
Immediately no.
So I kind of want to go into a little bit of a role play, what I did with him, and you can tell me what you think. I said, okay, man, so you're looking for a computer, right? He said, yeah, I'm looking for a computer. I said, well, what do you need a computer for? He's like, well, I'm working for the UPS right now, and I'm looking to make some side income because I'm living paycheck to paycheck, and I developed this course, and I need to sell this course, and I want to use this computer to do that. Now I have everything I need to sell this computer. See? So this is sales. I had to figure that out. And I said, okay, so right now, do you have a computer? He's like, no, I don't have a computer. I'm like, okay, so if you got this computer, what would happen in your life? He's like, well, I'd have the ability to create this course, to sell this course, to market this course, to run ads, to do this, to do that. I said, so it sounds like to me that your life would really change if you got a computer. And I said, does it matter what computer it is? He's like, right now it would just be this computer. And I'm like, okay, so what's your budget? He's like, well, I'm on a tight budget. Well, I'm like, well, this used computer seems like it fits your budget. It seems like it would answer all the questions you have that you need to start your business. And then you'll be able to start your business, make some money, and then you can upgrade your computer. And I have a computer that we could even upgrade. You see, that's sales.
Yeah, sales is less talking and more asking.
It's solving to me.
Yeah, and it's like, I think, what's the first thing that people try to do when you say sales? Oh, blah, 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 blah. The moment that you go like this, you already lost the sale. It's not about you talking. Actually, you talk very little in sales. And you talk more towards like when you've collected all the information and you're ready to close the deal, that's when you talk. But you still don't talk like, you don't go on a rampant. You're never going to rampant. Hey, let me tell you, never. You're discovering, you're asking questions. You're like, tell me about this. Why you want a computer? What kind of computer do you have now? Have you thought about buying a computer? Do you have money set aside for a computer? Is there one that has been in your mind? Do you know how much memory you would think? Like you asking all these questions to even see, okay, based on everything that you said, I think this would be the best option for you. Not only to get a computer, but this computer, based on this, and this, it fits what you're looking for, right? So I think that's what people miss out on. The moment that you start yapping,
It's almost like you lazy, I think it's solving. I think I'm realizing this more and more during even this podcast, that you're solving people's problems. Like somebody wants a deck. It's like, okay, sir, ma'am, do you spend a lot of time out on your deck? Well, I used to, but I haven't been outside for 10 years. And I'm like, how has that been on your mental health? Well, honestly, now that you say that, I think it's really getting to me. And I think it's getting to a point now where I need to be out on my deck. Okay. Well, out of 10 years that you've been waiting on getting your deck rebuilt, what have you waited on? Well, the truth is, I spent, $8,000 getting it restored, and I didn't realize this, but every year I have to do this. Okay, so it's becoming a burden. So you're looking more for a long time install, or you're looking for a short fix, which is going to be pressure treated, or you want something a little bit long term. I definitely want to get something long term. Okay, well, let's pause. It's like, let's pause. Pressure treated is going to be somewhere around $20,000. Trex is going to be somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000, but because obviously that's going to be a shock to them, right? But now you got to create the value. But you have to be like, but if you get a deck that's Trex, not only does it come with a warranty, not only does it have a labor warranty, but it's a lifetime deck. So what that means is your deck is going to look like this for 30 years. All you got to do is wash it. So it's better than having boards that are falling apart that you have to get replaced, rotten boards that your foot falls through. That sounds really good to the homeowner, by the way.
And you know how that, if I'm the homeowner, how that makes me feel through that whole conversation? Like, I feel like you made me feel good. You didn't make me feel icky. You didn't make me feel like I need to run away. I need to get away from you. You're asking genuine questions, and I felt like you didn't show up to my house saying, you should buy Trex, it's $50,000. You never said that. You actually wanted to find out from myself, what is it that I'm looking for? And actually came out of my mouth that I am tired of maintenance. And I'm like, dude, you actually trying to help me. If I am tired of maintenance and I'm willing to maybe change it up how I do things a little bit, then I'll be willing to go with it. Like, you care about me. You actually ask very important questions. That's how it makes me feel. And that's the whole point of sales. Like, I always picture this, picture like going on a date, and the ladies will understand this and the guys will too. But like Brian, if I'm going on a date with you for the very first time and you sitting there on the table, and I've actually seen this across like restaurants, sometimes I will see that happening and I'm like, that poor lady, like she's like, kill me, get me out of here. It's like that guy who's sitting there and the whole time he's saying how awesome he is. Ugh. He's saying, oh, I do this, I make this much money, I make this much money, I got my watch, I got this, oh, I travel, I win this. That lady's sitting there and you know what she's thinking? Oh, good for you. I mean, get me out of here. Right?
Run.
Like run for your life, because the whole time she's like, congratulations.
No, imagine
wow.
Imagine that 10x. It's like, imagine me married to you. It's like, oh, this is going to be our life.
Yeah. But if instead of that, let's say we go on a date and the whole time you're making me feel good. Yeah. You're like, tell me about you, Nara.
Yeah,
like, where are you from? What do you do? That's so cool. Like, you're lifting me up and making me feel good. You're not lifting yourself up.
Which is so masculine, by the way.
Which is very masculine, right? But the whole time you're like, you making sure, like, what do you like to drink? Hey, there's this drink that do you like this? Then I'll get this drink for you. I think you really like it. And you're like, here we go. And then you're like, at the end of that date, I'm like, I felt so good. That guy made me feel good, which makes me then like you, makes me want to hang out with you, go on a date again, because you're not the whole time elevating yourself. This is sales.
That's sales, yeah.
Right there.
Now I'm going to get into the second part of sales. So now we got them on a Trex deck. They're like, okay. We even got, like, let's say they're just like, hey, I don't really have the cash for this. It's kind of outside of my wheelhouse. Okay, well, what's your credit score? Do you have good credit? We all have good credit. Well, I got a link that our company has, we partnered with this company where not only do we have a company that we partnered with that could give you lots of different options, sometimes 0%, but our company actually invested $2,500 where we don't give you fees. So we waived all the fees. So this could be like something that could be really advantageous for you, where we're not going to charge you anything. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely interested in that. We've done that right in front of people. They get approved for like $120,000. So now they got the funding, right? Mm-hmm. So you're looking at the funding. So now you can get into the sales. Okay. So you did the discovery. You fixed their money problem, because most people are going to have a money problem if they don't have the cash right there in front of them. But now you get into the fun part, which is getting them to care about the aesthetics of the deck, right? So it's like, well, that price I gave you was for the base Trex, which is the scalped boards. It's not the full inch boards or the full 3/4, or it's actually 5/8 or 7/8, something like that. Now you get into where the job can be highly profitable, because you solve the problem that they need something that's long term. Then you solve the money problem by offering options to make it affordable, right? Now you can get into where you actually put in the fancy railing and the fancy boards where they start to dance, as you say. That's when you get into that emotional state where money is no longer an option. They already figured out that they got financing. Now you're getting them through this emotional state where they start dreaming of what their dream deck could look like, and they start experiencing barbecues and what the neighbors are going to feel about how their deck looks, how it looks so much better than theirs, and they feel like they take care of their house instead of having this deadbeat. That's where sales comes in, where you get into those high profit margins. And I think that's what people are missing, is that there's almost 3 levels to this experience where you can close a deal and lose your ass. Mm-hmm. I've done it. You can close a deal and be highly profitable. That's the sales journey, in my opinion.
Yeah. And guys, there's like Brian was mentioning the steps. I think one thing that we found that really helped in our business, and any business out there today, is that you have to screen people. Not everybody's going to be your client. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are going to come in and wasting your time. A lot of people actually don't have the money for it. Why waste your time and energy with them, right? So I think you have to be really good at screening who actually gets in front of the salesperson. That's what we have done. We have like 2 screening processes before we show up to somebody's resident. And by the time we show up to their house, they have already agreed to a price, it's been incredible that we've been able to do this. As they agreed over the phone that this is going to be the base price for something that you request me. Are you okay with that? So that helps a lot. So screen properly, ask them very specific questions. Make sure that these people have the money, make sure that they value what you bring to the table, make sure you understand exactly what they're looking for, and you be real with them. Like, don't, people want to know kind of the range of the cost of the job. Tell them. And if they go, oh my gosh, then you're like, ma'am, hey, at the end of the day, would you be okay with doing monthly payments? No, not at all. Then have a great day. Like, it's all good. We can't help you. But if they say, I would be willing to, okay, now they're still in the pipeline, you see, but now they understood that your company is going to charge this much for the job, that you also have options for monthly payments. So you go to that screening process. When you go in person with them, you're asking a lot of questions. So the money problem shouldn't be handled at the end. Like, you should have asked them how they plan on paying for this. Do they work right now? Where do they get the money from? You should be getting all that information. So the way at the end, when they're like trying to throw that objection, you have already found that out about them, and you bring it right back to them and said, but you did mention to me, for example, that you have money set aside, but you'll be willing to do the financing or monthly payments, whatever. Then they go through that process. So I think there's many layers to sales that is very important. And there's also the branding too of the company. I mean, I cannot take that away. That's not really sales, but it does help in the sales process. I think if you have a company that has a strong brand, that your presence on social media is strong, you have a great website, this stuff really helps because it's a whole journey. A lot of people think like this: if I just, all I gotta do is this one thing in business. Like, it's not one thing; it's a combination of all of them together, all of them. So people, the customer journey should be amazing from the moment they go on Google, they go to your website, they put in the form, in their information on the form, they get a phone call from the receptionist, then they get a screening call from somebody else, then they get the sales guy, then they look on social media, you have 10,000 followers. You see how the whole thing helps. So we've also done a great job of that. And but yeah, if you don't have that, if you don't have branding, I'm sorry, if you're not on social media and you're not strong in sales, you ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. I think and then what I learned too with that, see, we never did the pre-screening, Nara.
Yeah,
we just showed up to the estimate and we tried to close the deal, and there's many different things that we tried. I don't want to get into that, but this whole pre-screening thing was a game changer, because I didn't realize that the homeowners were eating up that experience. The fact that they had someone pre-screen them made them feel like we were competent, that we knew what we were doing, and the fact that we were able to give them a price over the phone. I think that made them feel like, you guys know what you're doing. This isn't a joke. And they're going to be able to actually deliver on what they say. And I think so many times homeowners feel like during the sales process that this guy is saying anything and everything to just close the deal, and then the experience is going to be far off from what the sale was.
Yeah.
I think homeowners are experiencing that.
Yeah. And you being completely blind on the price is not a good thing for either the customer or you. Because let's say this customer is literally thinking that the job is going to cost $8,000 and it's going to cost 20. Like, do you know how much time you're going to be wasting with that customer before you give them the price? And they're like, oh my God, I can't do it. Bye. You just wasted an hour, 2 hours of your time. You went to that person's house, gas, money, energy for nothing.
But I think for the homeowner standpoint, it kind of looks like this a lot of times. There's guys I know that do, what is it called? Time and material, T&M. So they say, hey, we'll build this deck. We're going to charge you $200 an hour. It should take seven days, but it could take more. So they get into this project, and I already know how it runs because I've already coached these guys. They tell the guys to slow down.
It's awful.
They tell them, slow down. You're going too fast. We're trying to make money here. And the truth is, they make a lot of money. And those guys work slow. They do the 410s, which means they do 4 days at 40 hours, and they take Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off, and they go back on Monday. And the homeowner, what ends up happening is they're so deep into this project that they're like, do I stop them and hire a new contractor, or do I just, this deck ended up costing me $40,000 when it should have cost 20. So I think that's the thing that homeowners are scared to death of, is a bad sales experience. So that guy sold them something. It looked like it was going to be 20, but the problem with that contractor and the homeowner is that contractor, as soon as you said yes, he has all the leverage now. So he could be in the middle of that project, and by the way, T&M, they're getting paid every Thursday. So the contractor's getting paid for his time, but the homeowner at the end of the day has this project that's unfinished. So that's the worst thing you could ever be as a homeowner. So your sales experience should look something like this. Hey, the deck's going to cost $25,000 from start to finish. We're not going to charge you a nickel more.
One of the companies we've really come to trust for our family is Lineage Provisions. For us, health isn't just about working out or eating clean once in a while. It's about what we put on the table every single day. That's why we love their products. We've used their collagen in the morning routines, their clean protein powder after our workouts, and their meat sticks are always in our bag when we're on the go with Evelyn and on the go for our business. It's the kind of food that makes us feel good, not guilty, and as parents, that matters. What sets them apart is their heart. Lineage Provisions is built on provision, ancestral wisdom, and also wellness. They're focused on changing the way people eat by going back to nutrient-dense, simple ingredients, the way food, was meant to be. And we can feel the difference in our own home, in our own bodies, in our minds. If you want to upgrade your family's nutrition with products you can really trust, go to lineageprovisions.com/Nara and use code NARA, that's NARA, for 10% off your purchase.
Now, you need to look for inclusions and exclusions, meaning it includes this, it doesn't include this. So, hey, we opened up your deck. We didn't say we were going to replace the joists. There has to be about 10 joists replaced. It's going to be somewhere around this price because we charge per hour. You could tell them this is what we charge. So they're thinking, okay, well, at the worst case scenario, if you have to change all the joists, it's going to be this price. I think this is what's the problem with sales, is that it's literally this slimy sales with no integrity, and people are literally just trying to make money.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
And you're not, the way you present it now, it protects both parties.
Yeah.
It protects us as the business,
Yep.
and it protects the customer. So both of us feel clean, feel good about this. Like the customer knows that if he pays $25,000, this is what he's going to get. And we know that if we deliver this, the customer is supposed to pay us. So it protects both. It's way better.
And what I want to tell the people out there who are watching this, we've lost $7,500 on a job, which actually we probably lost 20 because it took us 3 weeks to do that job, right? So how much money did we really lose? But the homeowner didn't have that icky feeling. But what happened? We closed 3 more deals, and we were highly profitable on those other deals. So imagine if you have a business where you're doing T&M and you're robbing homeowners and they're having this bad experience, and you just built a business, an empire, where everybody knows you as the guy who just ramsacks homeowners.
They don't like it. And we've actually seen where actually homeowners were like, stop. They're pulling out. And now they feel even worse because they spend the money, they have an unfinished project, and they say, get out of my property.
And what do you think the word is in the city about that company?
Not good.
It's like, you lazy, you drag your feet, you're not on point.
And the last thing we want to have, Brian, is a team that goes low. Oh, we can't stand it. It's just not our standard. Like the Charlie Company standard is you do great work, and you work fast. If you're lazy, you ain't going to last here.
Yeah,
if you're slow, you're not going to last it.
There was a little side conversation I had this morning where I'm like, one of the people that work with me said, we need to get with the new times that they're doing 410s, meaning you work Monday through Thursday and you have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. And I was asking him, what are these guys doing for 3 days? I really want to know. And if you're in the comment section below, tell me what you're doing in those 3 days. As you guys saw in the previous podcast, that I was working in the Marine Corps. I was working on the weekends. When I was a combat instructor, Nara, we had off cycles. So we had on cycles. We worked 24 hours. We worked from 4:30 in the morning until midnight, and we had to do it again, right? Then we had an off cycle, which means you got about 30 to 45 days off. What do you think I was doing in that 30 to 45 days off? You think I was on vacation and having a good time? I built a construction company. This is literally what I did. So I'm like, this is a little side conversation, it has nothing to do with sales. But I'm like, I told this associate of mine, I'm like, I don't want to have a company that we're trying to get with the times. I want to be a company that's like, there's guys that are proud of the fact that they work 6 days a week and they rest 1 day.
Look at UFC. I don't know if you've seen, I've seen Dana White talk about how his company is built and employees. He said, listen, we ain't gonna be on top of you for every single detail and all of that. What I expect you to pretty much work 24/7 and love your job. Do your job, but pretty much you have to work, and you have you look at Turning Point USA, the way Charlie Kirk built that. He said you're gonna work your butt off, and you're gonna work nonstop, but you're gonna love what you do, and you're gonna get compensated for it.
I think I want to be known as a company of people who work their ass off. I can't imagine if I had a guy, he's like, hey, man, I'm going to talk like I hear these guys, hey, man, my wife is saying I'm working too long, man. You know, can I get Friday and Saturday and Sunday off, man? I want to sit at home and rub my stomach and watch movies. No, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? What are you doing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Please fucking tell me. You're hanging out with your wife? No, it's like, I don't understand what this means. And your wife wants you to hang out with her? Like, she wants you to sit there? Like, are you guys just sitting together doing nothing? And it's like, yeah, man, you know, we go do this little thing, man. We go do this little thing, man.
Right.
I'm like, doesn't your wife want to go shopping?
It's like, go to work. I've always done this. You go to work. Go make some money.
I can only imagine you and Evelyn like looking at each other, and you guys can't go shopping and you can't go do your little thing. You're like, is this guy sitting here the reason why I can't go shopping?
Yeah.
So I really wonder. I'm like, these women aren't saying that to these guys, that they want them to be home more. It baffles me that this is the generation we live in, where a woman wants to be sitting next to a guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Me and you are not like that, so who knows how people are. But that's
But
not
no,
us.
I don't want to get on board with this 4 days a week.
Yeah.
My guys are well rested. I don't want well rested guys. I want guys that have a day off and they're ready to kill it on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. I agree. But anyway.
So back to sales.
Back to sales.
So if you're a loser out there and you haven't
I'm sorry.
figured out a skill set.
Stop it. You don't have to be a loser to want to learn sales.
But if you are one,
Okay.
if you're currently at home and you're broke and you can't get ahead and you're not having big paydays and you're sitting there paycheck to paycheck, and if you miss work, you miss one car payment and you're like, oh my God, there's no way I'm catching back up. Raise your hand. I've been there. What did I have to do, guys? So no, I've been there. I've been a Marine who's collecting a salary check, and I miss a car payment, and I had to work on the weekend to make that car payment up. What I didn't realize is that if I learned sales, I could close a $12,000 deal and all my bills would be wiped away. And that was a fact because I lived that life. I experienced that. My first commission check was $12,000. Now, not everybody gets to experience that, but mine was. It was a fucking game changer. It was exhilarating. It changed my life. I realized I felt like a man. I felt like, well, shit, if I could do this more often, I'd be like well off, right? Mm-hmm. I could live a life I want to live. So I had to develop the ability to learn sales. And sales is a really easy thing to learn. It is. It's communication. It's persuasion. It's problem solving. It's coming up with solutions. If a person is trying to navigate something like they're like, how do I, not having a deck right now is ruining my life, and I want to have a Trex deck, which is $60,000. How can you help them achieve that? And then not only can you help them achieve that, you have the team to go in to do it.
Yeah.
That's sales.
It's just, and it's more getting out of your mind. You got to get out of your own thoughts. Like, you have your own personal limitations, fears, and indoctrination, and all of that you put inside of your mind that is keeping you from learning sales. It's like, you're going to have to change your mindset. You're going to have to understand things from a different perspective, a different point of view, and you have to throw yourself out there. Not be afraid of rejection, not be afraid of learning, not be afraid of like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. That's how you're going to learn. And once you overcome that, like, at the other side is the life that you actually want to live, is the freedom that you actually want to find. It's your business doing much better, is like your family's doing much better because you have figured out that skill. And no one can take that away from you. And it's one of the best skills that you could ever have. Like, you can, like, think about life. You're walking around life and you're constantly selling yourself. So imagine if you're doing a great job at selling yourself. Like, what opportunities could open up to you in every single arena, scenario, industry possible, because you've learned how to talk to people, make people feel loved and liked, and help them find solutions to the problem, and also make them feel like they like you. It's amazing. I would strongly recommend that you figure that out.
Yeah. So if you're out there, you're a post office guy, you're in the military, you are working at a car wash, you are working at a grocery store, you're working at a Starbucks coffee. Well, let's say you're working at a Starbucks coffee. I mean, can you upsell people? Can you be like, hey, would you like to have this? Is that not sales? Isn't that so easy To be like, hey, I want a white chocolate mocha. Instead of saying, is there anything else you'd like? Could I serve you with this item?
And if you are...
Imagine if you just said that with your mouth. You just said, would you like to have a hot biscuit? I don't know what the hell they serve at Starbucks.
But listen, here's a cool thing that I want to bring up too. Most people are actually doing that because company policy implements that. It forces them to do that.
Good for them.
So what I would tell you, why would you not do this for yourself?
Yeah.
Why would you do this for somebody else? Because if you're a Starbucks, right, and you buy extra, do I get a better money? Do I get commission on that? I don't. If you're a server and you sold people on this great bottle of wine and you communicated with them, you're going to love this. Oh, this dessert is amazing. I mean, you're not guaranteed to get paid more for that at all. They can give you a better tip or not. The company sure isn't paying you more for it. So what I would tell you is like get in sales yourself and get in high ticket sales. There's a lot of people doing online sales right now. There's a lot of people that there's remote jobs. Don't be scared of commission only sales because you're going to learn a lot through this process. If you don't have enough experience, throw yourself out there. Like I've had ladies reach out to me and saying, oh my gosh, I want to apply for this position. I'm communicating a lot with people who are training with me. And they're like, I saw this position, but they require a lot of experience. I don't have any. I said, throw yourself in it. Apply for the job. What if they hire you? Who cares? Like, stop being, a lot of people are so fixated, like apply to a job with zero experience. Show yourself to them. What if they hire you? They may, because of your tonality, because of your confidence, because of this and that, and go learn. Go learn through the process. And if you fail a lot of sales call and they don't want to work with you anymore, well, at least you learn through the process what not to do. Now, and guess what? Now you have a little bit of experience. 3 months, 6 months, 1 month, and then now go apply to something else. Like, stop being so scared.
I think for me, if I was someone watching this podcast and I was like, I'm going to give them advice, I would say there's 2 skill sets I want you to learn. Both are going to be challenging. But anything challenging that's worth it is worth it. I would learn sales. I would take a course on sales, and I'd take a course. And I would take a course on social media marketing because marketing without sales is nothing. Sales without marketing is nothing. If you ain't got no leads, what are you going to do? So you have a couple options if you don't do what I said. Let's say you just got into sales. You got to go door knocking. You got to call 1,000 people cold calling. And hello, I did that. I got out of the Marine Corps, and I sold 200 commercial contracts, knocking on doors. I would show up to businesses and be like, hey, I have a meeting with the general manager at 10 a.m. Where's he at? And they'd be like, oh, my God, we're so sorry we didn't have you on the books. And I'd go back there, and I'd sell them on solar. It's just like, and that's about me. It's like, I'm doing it. I'm taking this. You could do that, or you could learn attraction marketing, and you could make viral videos. You could set yourself up as a brand where, let's say you're like somebody who's doing decks. You could be inside of a city saying, I'm the deck expert. You could become very knowledgeable in your learning process about decks. You could look it up online. You could figure it out. It ain't hard, guys. We're in an information superhighway. You can figure out decks by watching videos. You can know enough. I would position myself as such, and I would partner with a company, and I would say, hey, I want to sell for you. I have to be on commission only. I don't want a company vehicle. I don't want your merch. I don't want a business card. I can only imagine if someone came to me like this. I'd be like, oh, you're gold. I'll pay you 20%. I don't want none of your bullshit. I'm just going to sell high ticket for you. And then I saw them build a Facebook page where they're not saying that they are some executive with my company. They're just saying, hey, I am here to help you with your deck issue, right? I'm here to elevate people's decks, and I'm the guy you should call. And I use Charlie Company to do the install. And they started making viral videos, and they started getting leads, and then they were doing that pre-screening thing that you're talking about. Then they would go to those appointments, and they'd close the deal, and they'd get 20% commission, 10% commission. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know why people are overthinking this. It's like,
get out there. The
make it
sooner you
happen.
do, the matter.
It's like, are you broke? Why? You live in America. The only thing that's stopping you is your damn self.
Yeah.
You don't have the information. You don't have the knowledge. And you're so fixated on money, like you let money rule you, that you don't put money aside to invest in yourself. And you think I feel sorry for you? It's like you've invested in sales. You've invested in social media marketing.
Oh, I've invested in learning marketing, and I learned.
You've invested in business.
Yeah.
How much money, like during the process of you learning, Nara, how much money did you make during that whole process?
Zero.
$0.00. I'm just saying.
It took me a while to get anything back.
But now you're making money. Isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm. Very
like,
nice. Totally worth it.
Would you tell yourself? What would you tell yourself when you were younger? What would you tell Nara at 19 years old?
Oh my gosh.
Would you choke her? I would.
I would not choke
I would choke myself. I would beat the shit out of my 19-year-old self.
I would come next to me and say, girl, you got to learn sales. You got to learn marketing. Like I would have, I would have told myself to learn these skills very early on. Like I could have been a very successful, 28-year-old if I had learned this in my, when I was 20, 21.
But here we are in this podcast and we're telling these people this. Are they going to listen? They're not going to listen.
Oh, it's up to them.
It's up to them. But isn't it funny that we're telling ourselves what we would say to ourselves?
Yeah.
And we're telling the audience what we would say to them. They don't believe us. They think this is some kind of gimmick. This is bullshit.
Well,
What's the catch?
Again, I'm going to go back to even we said on the other episode is because people are looking for a quick exit out. There is no such a thing. There's no such a thing. It's like, you're going to learn this thing. It's going to get you ahead a little bit. And then you're going to figure out another problem. Then you need to learn something else. And then before you know, they all start coming together and you're making money. But it's not one thing that is like, oh my gosh, that one course that I purchased, that one membership, that one job that I got, it changed my life. Like, no, it's a compilation of everything. And then through the process, you became better. You learned better skills, more resilient, you matured, and then you got your results. So the sooner you do, the better. Stop looking for have you seen that meme where it's like, somebody is going through the stairs and they skip 3 steps. It's like you're supposed to go this, but people just want to jump over here. It's like, stop doing that. Go here, and you got it. In
my life, it's been this. It's been I climb the stairs. I feel like it's a rocket, and someone kicks me down the stairs, and they kicked me down even more flights of stairs than I started. And what did I do? I picked myself up. You know what else I did? I grabbed a 100-pound pack with a machine gun, and I went back up the hill. And every time I got knocked down, I put more shit in my pack to help me when I got up there to fight. Isn't that the truth?
That's awesome. That's true.
So it's like, I think what you're trying to say is you better be fucking equipped. Because you think that you started a business and you started making money, that don't be shocked when the market crashes and you fucking get wiped out. Mm-hmm. Because you weren't equipped.
Yeah.
It's like, but people don't want to believe us on here. It's like, man, we're done with this whole hype shit. It's like, you want to get rich, you want to have money, you want to have wealth. Fucking listen to what we're saying.
Get in the trench.
Get in the trench and equip yourself. And stop being so quick to buy a stupid ass purse because you're trying to look rich. Buy a stupid ass course and learn. Mm-hmm. Lower yourself.
Buy a car, buy all these toys.
No, lower yourself.
Americans are buying all these toys,
all
Brian.
These fucking toys.
Filling the garage with all these toys. And something you never did.
And there's another thing we learned how to do is shut the fuck up. We're not telling people what we're doing. We're not saying, blah, blah, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. What do you do? I had a friend reach out to me, or I reached out to him. I said, hey, man, where'd you delete that truck at? And me and him have been in the same industry. And he's like, I deleted it here. He's like, but I that truck that I deleted, then I sold it to the company and I bought a new one. And I'm like, did I fucking ask you that? I don't give a fuck.
No one cares.
Then he said, so how's everything going? I know what he meant. How's your business? Is it better than mine? Yeah. And as soon as I told him, if I would have said this, oh yeah, man, we're doing $20 million in gross revenue sales. Oh, I'm doing $40 million.
Yeah, he would have said double.
50
Whatever
million,
number
60
you
million,
gave
70 million. Instead, I said this. I said, man, how's your kids? I bet you they're grown up, man. I had to shift. It's like, dude, so in this process, if you guys out there are watching this, if you just, you know what it is to be humble in the Lord, like with Jesus Christ? It's to get in the trench and level up. Level up as an individual and shut your fucking mouth along the process.
Yeah.
Go out there and pull weeds on the weekend so you can pay your car note that you're behind on. Then take that money after you pay the car note and learn a skill and shut the fuck up. Don't even tell anybody you're doing the skill.
I love it.
Do sales. Then, I did sales. I learned sales and I've been practicing and now I'm good at it. Now I'm going to do marketing. So now I'm going to take a marketing course and I'm going to learn marketing and then I'm going to start implementing that shit immediately and I'm going to shut the fuck up during the whole process. Yeah. And when you make a little bit of money, now you're going to buy a course called Investing for Dumbasses. So now you learned how to make some money, and now you're going to learn how to invest, right?
Yeah, why not?
So now you're investing, and then you're like,
humble yourself.
It's just shut the fuck up during the whole process.
And it's what the Bible talks about too, Brian. It's like that verse that talks about what you do in the secret, whatever you do in secret, God is going to reward you in the open. In the open.
The public.
What that verse is talking about is like this: when you're sitting at home on a Friday, 6 o'clock, what are you doing? Because guess what? If you're at 6 p.m. and you're watching on YouTube videos that are going to level up, or you decide to sign up for this course, this mentorship, and you're doing this, guess what is going to happen? You're going to take all of that and you're going to start implementing, and then God is going to highlight you in the open. And people are going to look at you one day and be like, wow, man, I see you doing good. I mean, what happened? It's like, yeah, you have no freaking idea what I've been doing the past 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, grinding in the dark. It's like, become that person in the dark, because it's about developing your character. Like, nobody's seeing, you're not doing that for recognition. You're not going live on a Facebook on a Friday, 6 p.m. and say, watch me, I'm working. You quietly stay quiet, and you're there on your computer, whatever it is that you do, and you don't tell people, you don't say, hey, by the way, guys, watch me in 1 year. I'm going to be much better than I am right now. Zip it. Do it.
Nobody cares.
Then
the next course you're going to buy is fucking leadership. The next course you're going to buy is loyalty. See, you fucking people out there who are watching this, you think it's one fucking course? No, I'm like, you're going to make a bunch of money, and then guess what you're going to have? A bunch of fucking snakes you've never met in your entire life. They're going to start taking your money. Then what do you got to do? You got to understand leadership. You got to understand business. You got to understand leverage.
And also, what people don't understand about buying a course or mentorship, blah, blah, you're getting in a different room. You have the opportunity now to sit at the table with this mentor and coaches, get to see them in person, get to collab with them. That's a huge thing, Brian. It's
change
the circle. Change it.
I think this was a gold podcast. I think we're going to end it here. I mean, if you guys watch this podcast, give it a thumbs up. I would if I was watching this. I'd be like, if I was watching this and I was younger, I'd be like, fucking rock on. First of all, I'd be like, I want to get to know you. And a lot of you guys are going to reach out to me, and you can't reach out to me. I'm not going to respond to you.
Yes, you are. You respond to people. Come on.
I hope I do.
He loves connecting with people. So send him a message. Send him a DM.
I guess I'm trying to act.
If you want to connect
trying
with
to act like I'm hard. I'll be the first one to be like, hey man, how you doing?
He loves people. You love people. You love helping people. And reach out to Brian. Reach out to me. Follow us on our socials. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any videos that we have out. We're here to help you. We're here to have honest dialogues and conversations that are going to help your marriage, that is going to help your parenting, that is going to help you in business, and no BS, just literally things that have helped us. We're trying to bring to the table in hopes that we can help you and that you can live your God-given mission on this earth.
Love it. Have you ever wanted to start a business? I'm sure you have. Every guy I know either wants to start a business or he wants to figure out a way to make money, right? Because I think men want to provide. And but you don't know where to start. You don't know how to start, and most guys who start a business, they're either a technician where they just realize that they're going to do the work, and then they're like, I don't want to deal with all the other things that come with owning a business, and rightfully so, especially when you don't know how to do it. But when you're looking out, like we had a Marine reach out to us yesterday, me and Steven are at the cigar shop, and we're buying another truck for our company. Guy reaches out to me. I'm 40 years old, dude, and I realize that life is passing me by, and things that I thought were important are becoming way less important because I see you guys, I see your success, and I wish I'd have known the path. Well, what I'm here to tell you today is that we created the Man She Brags About mentorship, where you can come on board and you can learn how to grow and start a business with no money, and you can do it right the first time, which is to use other people's money, use consumers' money, and grow the business right, and then build a life that you're proud of. So if that's what you want to do, click the link below. Welcome back to the show.